Oh, hey there. I'm from Minnesota, you know. I don't know why I started my video like that. Welcome back. We're going to do part 5 of our holiday treats series here on Brandon Cooks. With part 5, we are going to make brown butter maple blondies with some white chocolate chips. Am I excited? Yep. I know it doesn't show it, but that's because I have resting bitch face, and it is what it is. I also talk really fast, if you haven't noticed that. Sorry. Okay, so brown butter, we're going to take, in this case, a stick of butter or half cup of butter. I'm going to use my stainless steel pan for this because it is silver and it's easier for me to see the color that we're turning to. This is a process if you haven't done before, maybe go watch some YouTube videos on it. But we need our brown butter to be slightly cooled, so I'm going to do this and then we'll get back into the rest of the recipe. Brown butter just kind of like enhances the flavor of anything. You'll know it's done when the butter is all melted, it smells kind of nutty, and then after all the crackling has stopped, and you'll see it has become kind of a toasty brown color. It's super good. I also make some cookies that I found on TikTok also with brown butter, and they're amazing. So we're gonna go do that. We'll come back once this is browned and cooled. I'll show you what it looks like then, and we'll get into making our blondies. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back. So our butter has browned. This is what it looks like in the pan. So it looks a little bit darker on camera than it actually is. So it's not burned, it's just brown and there are little bits in there. Unsalted butter works better for this than salted. In my bowl here, words are hard. In my bowl, I have a bunch of ingredients already in here. So we've got a 1/3 cup of light brown sugar packed. I lied, that's the recipe. So it's 1 1/3 cup of packed brown sugar. I do half light brown sugar, half dark brown sugar, just adds to the sweetness. This is a very, very sweet dessert. It is also one that you can cut up into little bites and have that go a lot further. People aren't gonna be wanting to have like a larger piece, kind of like a brownie. This is a lot more dense and sweet. So just know that from the beginning, because when I tell you the next couple ingredients, you'll know why. So 1 1/3 cup brown sugar. Again, for me, I divide it between light brown sugar and dark brown. If you only have light brown, that's probably fine. A half a cup of maple syrup, not the cheap stuff like Log Cabin or whatever the new name for Aunt Jemima is, any of that sort of stuff. This one you want actual pure maple syrup. If you don't have that, maybe like corn syrup or something instead, but don't use the artificial maple syrup. That's not going to work well in here. A tablespoon of vanilla extract. That's a lot. I'm actually trying for the first time in this today my bourbon vanilla that I make, but vanilla bean paste or regular vanilla would work just fine here. And then 2 large eggs. So into this is also going to go my cooled brown butter. You want to get the stuff off the bottom too. This cooled like maybe 15-20 minutes or so. The bottom of the pan is warm where I can touch it, but it's not going to burn me, so it's not going to scramble the eggs. I'm going to go in there, which is what you're primarily concerned about. So all of that deliciousness goes in. Put that over here. And we are now going to beat this on medium speed. If you have a hand mixer, that's fine. Which I might have to use because this doesn't want to work. There you go. So we're going to beat that together until it's well combined. In another bowl, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 teaspoon salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Again, this is a dense dessert. It's not going to rise very much. Also, we're going to want to have another 13x9 pan. This one I have with parchment paper in it, just so I can take it out easier and cut it easier, because I'm going to be giving this to some folks. So I sprayed the bottom, then I put the parchment paper in, then I sprayed it again, which will help everything kind of come out easier, and it also helps the parchment paper stick, so it doesn't cause like weird shapes and stuff. So that is looking good. I'm going to slow this down. I'm going to add this one. You can mix all of it. Sometimes with your dry ingredients, if you want to do it in stages, this one's fine to add it all together. Now, we're going to turn it back on low so that I don't end up covered in flour. Even with that, a little bit came up, but that's fine. Whatever. And we're going to do this just until this is well combined. And then the part that I like to add in, which is not part of this recipe, but I like to add in a lot, are white chocolate chips. So it's just a cup of white chocolate chips, or half a bag if you're buying it that way. So this is going to go in. I used half the bag for another recipe at some point. So I'm going to do that, and then just stir these in. I like a little texture in it. I would say you could use whatever type of chips you want here. If you want regular, like semi-sweet chocolate chips or whatever, that's fine too. I just like the white chocolate in here. And that's it. So now, come back to this. You can see this is like a thicker batter. Yeah, I need to clean that. Okay, I'm gonna get this all spread out. So once it goes into your paper, your parchment paper pan, you're then going to get it all spread out evenly, and then we're going to bake on 350 for about 20 minutes or so. I don't think I printed out the rest of my recipe. But spread it in here, bake it for about 20 minutes or so. I like to under baking just a little bit because I like these to be super soft and gooey. So go ahead and do that. I'll bring it back once these are done and I'm ready to cut them up. We'll be back. Hello. Okay, our bars are cooled. They've just been sitting on the counter for 3 hours now. We're gonna cut them up and see how we feel. So there is a second part to this that I am not doing that the original recipe had. I've never made it, and maybe I will at some point, but for me, these are plenty sweet enough. So I stop here. If you want, you are welcome to do the next part, which is a maple glaze. For that, you'll need a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, a 1/2 cup maple syrup, a cup of powdered sugar, and a pinch of salt. And for that, make sure they're cooled again, and then I lied. You're gonna make the glaze and you're gonna pour it over warm Blondies. For me, again, maple syrup and sugar, these are plenty sweet on their own. Again, I don't feel like you need it. If you really want to go that extra step, you can. This kind of made its own extra crust on top. Again, I'm good. I stop here, and I like a lot of sugar, but that's a little much even for me. Also, I did bake these. I found the other part of the recipe. They say 23 to 27 minutes. It's going to depend on your oven. I did 23 minutes exactly, or it says, or until a toothpick comes out clean. Make them till they're done and to your desired level of doneness. So I'm going to cut into these. We're going right in the middle this time. And I'm going to make smaller bars because, again, they're very sweet. I'm just trying to get a piece out of the middle here. We're going to go on the edge here. Okay, so see what I mean? Still soft and kind of gooey. They almost look like they're underbaked, but they did bake enough. We can pull them apart. They're like this. So they're baked, but they're done. And good Lord. I haven't made these in a long time. And they're so good. Blondies are not a thing that we had growing up. We always did brownies. I found this recipe on my own, but I like these better than brownies. So if you're looking for something new, try these out. For a holiday touch, I've seen out there they have red, white, and green sprinkles that I think are white chocolate or cream flavored. Those might be good in here, but add these. These are going to go into my kits that I'm preparing for all my staff members. I'm going to give them away because with all of the things that I've made this weekend, I would gain 400 pounds if I ate it all. But I kind of want to. Anyway, have a good one.